Hey guys, how's it going this evening? Got a walk around and exhaust note video of the 2013 Honda CB1100. So let's take a look at this. We'll go, as per usual, we'll go from front to back and we'll talk about it and listen to it. And what is it, right? These bikes are kind of odd, or kind of rare, I guess, here in the US. From what I understand, they're quite popular in Europe. But over here, we got the 2013. This is the standard model. And then as things went on, Europe got like some deluxe models with some better features and stuff, maybe better suspension, ABS, things like that. But this is a 2013, which is year one here in the US as far as I understand. So this one, I bought it with a Puig screening on it, which is really nice. It really helps block some of the wind blast from you while you're riding over here. And it looks nice in the bike too. And stock, there was you know, no windscreen as far as I know. It's got the big, huge front headlight. The high beams are great on this. Low beams aren't so much once it gets real dark, but the high beams are absolutely excellent. Got the old classic double horns on there. I'll just give it a little wash. There's some water on them still. Got the real metal chrome fender. Pretty cool. You can see yourself in the reflection. Hello. This one has Battle Axe tires on it. And it's got tread pretty good on them. It's got dual front discs. This is kind of an oddity. We'll talk about this for a second. This is their Nissan brakes. And you see you've got them on both sides, but as you can tell, there's no ABS ring on this, right? So the front has no ABS. But on the back here, check it out. The back does have an ABS ring. So this has rear ABS only. Isn't that strange? Something different. So front forks up here. I do like the suspension on this. It rides really nice. Front's pretty plush right here, I believe. I believe this has Showa suspension on it, unless I'm wrong. I was looking up stuff online about it. Some sources said it was Showa, and it sure rides nice. No radiator, of course, because it is air cooled and oil cooled. So that is an oil cooler up front that you see right there. And it's got 4-into-1 exhaust, and that's hope I'm saying this correctly. This is Delcovic. I've never had a Delcovic exhaust before, and it looks like it's British made, so I have to do a little more research on that. But that is cool. I just haven't had this bike for too long. I've rode it for a bit though, a few times, and I do like it. Runs and rides good, and it'll probably be up for sale, like most of my bikes are eventually. But I do like it. I bought it originally to do longer cruises and such in the bike, which I haven't done a whole lot yet this year. So it's got about 12,000 miles on it. It's really clean for the year. There's a couple of little niggles here and there as far as like, this bike was from Florida, I believe the previous owner told me. So it's got, you know, a little bit of, you can see a little bit of imperfection, like some surface rust forming there from the salt down south from the ocean there. See if you can kind of see it there. Pretty minor stuff though. The bike's really clean otherwise. Check out the tank here. The tank is in excellent shape. I love the tank on these. I love the paint job is just excellent on these CB1100s. It's got the big 1140cc 4-cylinder motor right there. And these have about, I believe it is 88.5 horsepower is what they're rated at. I think it comes out somewhere around 90. They said that they were actually underrated a little bit from the research that I've seen, and it's got about 70 foot-pounds of torque, and it does feel like it. So only thing is the bike is a little heavy, so these are about 550 pounds, so it doesn't have the torque of, like, say, like an MT-07 or MT-10, or obviously not MT-10, but like a MT-7 or MT-9. It doesn't like quite have that grunt just because of the weight of the bike and the way it's geared. It's more of like a cruiser, and it's great though. It's great at what it does. So also quite comfortable. We'll talk about it in a second. Here's the center stand, which is super cool. So it comes with a center stand. And the kickstand is really easy to operate in this. I do appreciate that after having a few bikes now. The kickstand comes right down and it's secure down. Like you're not like guessing, oh, is that thing coming up? And no, it's really secure. No quick shifter, of course, 2013, so didn't have that. Chain maintenance, he did kept this chain pretty nice. It's not really rusty or anything. It's good shape. Needs to be adjusted a little bit. Let's see here. You got your single disc over on the other side over there. This is aftermarket rear shocks. If we can see, hang on here. I'll come over here. I think the name brand is on this side. It's a Forza. Forza aftermarket shocks. Never heard of the brand, but they're imported shocks. And for me, I'm kind of a lighter dude. I mean, I'm not that light, like 180 pounds, but they're a little too stiff for me. And I believe, unless I'm incorrect, I believe these are the softest, yeah, the softest setting here, if you can see. Because if you twist them down more and it goes, you know, you push this further and further up, you're going to be compressing the shock with more and more preload. So these are aftermarket, but I do have the stock Showa rear suspension too, which I might actually switch back on this just to see what the stock stuff is like. Interesting. And this is a huge case over here. Check out this engine case. It's huge. And there's your oil level there, checker, and we're on the kickstand right now, so of course it's not going to be correct. It's got to be up on the center stand for that to be correct. And yeah, 4-into-1 exhaust. So you got your 4 pipes here coming down, joining together underneath here, and then you're coming out right here, 4-into-1. Got a little scraping right there on the pipe from leaning over too far on the motorcycle. All right, what else we got to say here? We got to listen to it because we're getting close to about 7 minutes on the video, it looks like. Let's get her started up. She's getting dark out. We got quite the sunset tonight. Check it out. Pretty cool. It is a nice day in Wisconsin here. Okay, we're in neutral. Start her up. Already got a little warmed up. It's not very loud, as you can tell. Well, check out the old school chrome taillights and chrome blinkers. I like what they did with this one. The previous owner put custom levers and bar ends and grips on this. Kind of a little red to match the bike a little bit. I think it looks pretty cool. The bar ends are a little kind of probably too modern for this bike, but they do match, so I left them for now. Okay, let's take a listen. That's a good sounding exhaust, isn't it? Haven't had one of these brands before. It is Delcavix, but it sounds good, and it's not real loud. When you're on the bike, you can't really hear it that much, so it doesn't really bug you. By bug you, I mean you probably don't need plugs, unless you have a helmet that lets in a lot of wind noise. Then you should wear plugs, especially for on long rides. You probably should wear plugs. But anyway, that's a different video. So I think it's a good sounding exhaust in this. I've never heard this with the stock exhaust, but from what I've heard, like on YouTube videos, other YouTube videos and such, the stock exhaust is quieter than this and more, much more tame. But this kind of gives you that a bit of a that inline 4 kind of, you know, that inline 4 rev to it. So here's the standard light. Let's do the brights here. Here's your brights. They do work really well. You can't really tell on the video probably, but they do look good while you're riding. All right. And you've got your dual clusters here, your tach and your speed. I'm sorry, your attack and your speedometer. Looking on the video there. It's got 12,054 miles on it, and a full tank of gas. Yeah, but that won't be that way forever, of course. And you got your little, just a couple different trip meters and such. But there's not a whole lot going on the LCD screen. Pretty basic. No rider modes. None of that kind of stuff because it's 2013. Turn this off so you can talk better. Yeah, so there's no rider modes or traction control or any of that kind of stuff because it's a 13. And it's a basic, it is a standard motorcycle riding experience. It's a raw experience, right? The ABS have never felt it intervene in the back wheel or anything, so I haven't, like, you know, crammed on the rear brake. But the brakes are quite good on this. I do like the brakes. The dual front disc brings this big machine to a stop pretty quickly. And I think they did a pretty good job with the brakes with the Nissans on this. Would I prefer it has ABS? Yeah, but doesn't need it? Well, this bike, you're not going to be doing massive speed on this. I mean, you probably could if you wanted to, but you're not going to really be doing over 100 miles an hour in this. This is a cruiser. Can you do wheelies on this? Yeah, if you look at like John's Moto Garage, he's wheeling these and stuff like that, but he wheelies everything. You can, you know, you can have fun on this too, but it's mainly a cruiser and it's really comfortable. This is the stock seat, but I do have a Corbin seat for this as well. And the Corbin has a backrest on it too for the passenger. That's a really comfortable seat. It's got more of a shelf here for you to sit on. I actually prefer this if you're gonna do like sporty riding in the back roads, because the shelf is kind of goofy for that, at least in my opinion on the Corbin. But the Corbin is a much more like if you're gonna ride long distance, that is what you want, because that is much more supportive. So yeah, it comes with that too. I also have the stock exhaust for this too. So when I go to sell that, someone will get the stock exhaust with this as well. Very nice. And they'll get the stock seat and the Corbin seat, of course, as well. So I think that is it for this video. I think that we need to end it up. We're about 10 minutes here. And this is a nice bike, and I'll be doing a ride review of this bike as well. We'll go more in depth about like who this bike is for, and you know, how it rides and things like that. But for anybody who wanted to check out maybe the you know, what the exhaust sounds like on this bike, or got some specs and stuff on it for you. So I thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate you guys as always. And we will see you guys next time here on the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And if you got any questions about this bike, as always, go ahead and feel free to ask me in the comments. And let me know if you have a bike like this as well, and what you think of your CB1100. I think it's a cool classic retro bike. It's kind of along the lines of, like, you know, Kawasaki's put out the Z900 RS, and things like that are out on the market now, newer stuff. But this is a bigger motor, and it's a heavier bike. It's kind of more in the straight up cruiser vein because of the rake and trail and such on the bike, you know, compared to the Z900 RS, which I just rode this last weekend on a Kawasaki demo day. So this is more of a straight up cruiser, in my opinion, but you can ride it a little moderately aggressive if you want to, right? You can ride anything aggressive if you want, but it's not going to have the lean angle of like the, you know, the XSR 900 or the Z900 RS, because of how low the pegs are. So you're not going to kind of get that lean angle out of it. If you're going to you want to get real low, and also the pipe will stop you from getting real low on this bike. But anyway, this is an excellent cruiser. It's comfortable, and I love the look of this. It's got a really cool style to it. I love how the tank here and the cutout for your legs, for your knees. I do love that. Anyway, we better get going here, and I will see you guys in the channel next time. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.